Dupont innovation lowers LCOE by increasing cell efficiencies and system lifetime while reducing total system cost. Materials matter.
Hello and welcome to the PV Tech Newscast. The top stories this week: while SMA Solar sales are hit by further market woes, First Solar sales surge by over 50%. Sunpower increases its 2013 guidance. Dupont sets its sights on the Indian PV market. And a new report suggests that Yingli Green, Trina Solar and Canadian Solar are all set to hit record shipment levels. But first, Shunfeng Photovoltaic International has acquired the PV manufacturing operations of Suntech Wuxi. The deal met with administrator approval for around $490 million. Suntech Wuxi had debts of more than $2.3 billion. In a statement issued at the weekend, Shunfeng said the payment would be made to the Wuxi Intermediate People's Court within a month and would also pay Wuxi Golian Development Group, which had been a bidder for Suntech Wuxi, $25 million within 3 months as part of the deal. The solar wafer company expects to raise the capital for the acquisition via internal resources and debt finance from unidentified financial institutions. The deal will also need to be approved by Shunfeng's shareholders at a general meeting to be held in the first quarter of 2014. The acquisition of Suntech Wuxi by Shunfeng is designed to enable the company to expand into solar cell and module production so that it can move downstream and build PV power plants primarily in the booming China market. As Suntech Power Holdings last provided full financial reports in April 2012 with its 2011 annual report, little if any insight has been provided by the company about its Wuxi manufacturing operations. Shunfeng noted in the acquisition statement that one of the 3 Suntech Wuxi production plants for solar cells had ceased production at some time due to being obsolete. Shunfeng did not say what the precise figures were for the 1.4 gigawatt production line actually in operation. PV inverter leader SMA Solar Technology said it will not meet its full-year revenue guidance. This comes on the back of pricing pressure and further unexpected weaknesses in its core European markets. The company had previously guided down full-year revenue to between €0.9 billion to €1.3 billion, with a possibility of achieving a break-even position. However, the company expects to produce a loss of €80 to €90 million on revenue of between €0.9 billion to €1 billion. The company is being impacted by strong competition and continued ASP declines, as well as expectations that its core market in Germany will be several gigawatts down this year on 2012 installation figures. SMA Solar has not been a major player in the booming markets of Japan and China, though the company expects new products for the Japanese market will help it increase its market penetration in Japan in 2014, while the reorganization of Ziva Solar will boost sales in China next year. The company noted that these developments in particular should support revenue in 2014, reaching the previously guided levels for 2013 and return the company to profitability. SMA Solar has also been losing market share to major rivals for several years. This indicates that further market losses are expected in 2013. US thin-film giant First Solar has seen its third quarter sales surge by 51% compared to the same period last year. The company notched up record quarterly sales of $1.266 billion compared to $839 million in the same period last year. The sale of 50 megawatts of solar farms in Canada and a batch of revenue from the 550 megawatts Desert Sunlight project boosted the figures. The profit margin stretched 0.4% for Q3 compared to Q3 in 2012. Despite the strong performance, the company reduced its 2013 guidance from $3.6 to $3.8 billion to $3.4 to $3.6 billion. As a result of its manufacturing cost reduction program, the company said it had successfully met significant milestones in re-establishing itself as the lowest cost PV manufacturer in the industry. Importantly, the company demonstrated that it had met its conversion efficiency roadmap targets this year. First Solar also said that in October 2013, its lead production line averaged module efficiencies of 13.9% and expected all lines to reach that level over the next few quarters. In restoring its low-cost leadership, First Solar could be starting a new chapter in their revamped business success since restructuring. US-based manufacturer Sunpower has raised its outlook for 2013, predicting revenues of over $2.52 billion. The company's third quarter results also estimated Q4 revenues of $725 million, up from $675 million. It also announced plans to build a 350 megawatt factory in the Philippines, boosting its production capacity by a further 25%. The new facility is expected to open for business in 2015. All of its current manufacturing facilities are operating at full tilt. Sunpower, which is two-thirds owned by French oil giant Total, said it was also looking to expand its international project pipeline. A 42% increase in sale of metal paste and other materials used in solar cell manufacturing has improved the earnings of chemical giant Dupont. Net earnings were up 5% for the third quarter to $7.7 billion, the company has reported. Dupont, which makes a number of inks, pastes and backsheet materials for the PV industry, said it was looking to reorientate itself away from some of its historical activities, such as paint pigments. Dupont has also invested in new solar research and development facilities, including a research partnership with Chinese firm GD Solar. And finally, several leading Tier 1 Chinese module manufacturers are expected to post record shipment levels for the third quarter of 2013, according to market research firm NPD SolarBuzz. 6 out of the top 10 suppliers will achieve all-time record growth over the period, the latest NPD SolarBuzz Module Tracker quarterly report claims. Yingli Green Energy is expected to reach 3 gigawatts of shipments over 12 months, which would mean the firm had hit record shipment levels for its 7th consecutive quarter. Joining Yingli Green in the top 3 are Trina Solar and Canadian Solar. The other firms expected also to hit record shipment levels in the third quarter of this year are Jinko Solar, Rene Solar and US company First Solar. Harian Solar and Hanwha Solar 1 also performed strongly enough to hit the top 10 in the period, according to SolarBuzz. Module pricing from Chinese firms has now also remained stable for 3 consecutive quarters. The average selling price for Chinese suppliers has stayed at around 63 cents per watt for the 3 periods, raising gross margins to 18%. Meanwhile, Canadian Solar has issued upward shipment and margin guidance ahead of releasing its third quarter financial results on November 13th. The company guided PV module shipments for the third quarter to be in range of approximately 460 to 480 megawatts, compared to previous guidance of shipments of between 410 to 430 megawatts. These latest findings from the market research firm, along with their prediction that module production will hit the 50 gigawatt milestone next year, point to signs of continuing recovery for the PV industry. And that's all for this newscast. Join us again next Tuesday, and in the meantime you can keep up to date with all the very latest news via our website and our Twitter feed. Thanks for watching.